look at this in a more sinister way, because reproductive control is population control, which is very, very in the realm of authoritarian control. This is not some new playbook. When the state wants control, it goes after women's bodies, because controlling reproduction isn't just about morality. It's about controlling the present and the future population, quite literally. In Germany, back in the day, in that one specific era that I think you can catch I'm referring to, that the internet might flag this if I say it, abortion and contraception were heavily restricted, especially for Aryan women, because the regime wanted more white German births. And these Aryan women, these white women, were glorified as mothers of the nation. That's what they were called. Meanwhile, Jewish, Roma, and disabled women were being actively sterilized or prevented in other ways from having children. This is the blueprint of reproductive authoritarianism. And we've seen it in Germany back then, but we've also seen it in the US, as I mentioned earlier, with the 25% of indigenous women that were sterilized in the 70s in California alone, forcing the right people to reproduce and stopping the wrong people from reproducing. That's eugenics and borderline ethnic cleansing. So let's not normalize that, okay? Well, am I being dramatic by comparing those two? Because often when we compare that man with a mustache to the orange man in the White House, people are like, oh, you can't do that. Oh, it's not that bad. Okay. Well, the reason I'm comparing that specifically is because it sounds a little familiar to me with some of the things that are coming out of this administration. Remember when JD Vance ranted about declining birth rates being a threat to Western civilization? And he said, I want more babies to be in the United States of America. Remember? That's the rhetoric coming from our vice president of this country. Yeah. Or what about Trump's reproductive propaganda that we see often? Let's not forget about the time that this administration floated an incentive like a $5,000 baby bonus and a national medal of motherhood for women with 6 or more children. The $5,000 is laughable when it costs like $30K minimum to give birth in this country for one child alone. And it was really easy to sort of mock how out of touch and ridiculous this was. But pay attention to how scarily sinister and how closely this relates or mimics to other authoritarian era rewards for fertility, such as Hitler's Cross of Honor of the German mother. Again, back to what I was saying with them really, really trying to promote certain women to be moms.